I want to know, are you playing it soft, small, standoffish, playing the background in your relationship? Let's talk about it right after this.
Let's talk about love and marriage the way that God intended. Life experience, here we share it. The No Fruit Podcast. Tune in from any platform. No Fruit Podcast. Will help your spirit transform.
Hey y'all, I'm coming from this perspective of playing it small. Really what it is the idea of playing it safe within your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying that because for the longest time, I feel like I had to play it safe and not take any risk in our relationship. So you're like, Maurice, what the heck are you talking about? Risk. Well, because of you hear and see other people's situations, their challenges or whatever it is, sometimes you don't want to, you feel like you got to guard your heart 100% of the time. And you don't allow someone in to know who you really are. If y'all been listening to some episodes, that's one of the things we've been talking about, have been, expressing yourself. Be expressive, right?
Okay.
But I'm just being expressive, Kyle.
Oh, you totally were.
But in that of not expressing or being a little more open about who you are, what your expectations are, or whatever it is, I don't feel like, in all honesty, that I've been able to live my best life in my marriage.
Tell me why.
Tell you why? Tell you why what part? Why I haven't been or why I was playing it safe?
Why you haven't been?
I guess they're all the same answer. As I stated, because of other influences, I've seen so many people get married. Then look, recently somebody got married in 1 month, and within 2-3 months that they got married, them and their spouse were separated.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It was interesting because it was like right before the holiday. I'm like, oh gosh. So like you got married and you get going to the holidays thinking like, hey, you know what? We're going to have holiday dinner together. And next thing you know, nope. I'm sitting out here. I might as well just stay by myself. Vibe, right?
Well.
And so if you play it safe, then are you really missing out on the opportunities for that person to love you, quote unquote, unconditionally? And for them to really see the genuine you. And now, is the genuine you in the moment. I'm not saying that, hey, they're going to know who you are 10 years from now, because there's no way to show that. There's no way to express that part. But are they able to see who you are in that moment and say, hey, I genuinely love this individual. I see who this person really is. I don't think that, in my opinion, Kafa, I think you and I have played it safe. I think you and I have put up boundaries and walls for a while because of our situations. I can't sit here and say, we just put it up now, whatever. But there are some natural barriers that you put up because you want to make sure that you feel safe, that you feel secure, that you feel protected, that you feel even loved, at least a little bit. You get what I mean? Not saying that we didn't feel that from one another, but based on conversations, looks, attitudes, nonverbal communication, you don't always feel that way, so I think, not you personally, I'm not directing it to you, but just in general.
In general.
That sometimes we don't feel comfortable enough and want to take that risk, because anytime we might have taken a risk, it backfired.
I think, again, listeners, we've been married 25 years. So our level of risk taking is at another level now. than it was when we were 5 years in. So
I thought you was gonna say 5 years old. I'm like, I don't know what I'm sorry.
when we were 5 years into this marriage thing, even 5 years into our relationship, the risks that we would take were not one with another necessarily. The risks that we were taking was with life.
Great point. Message.
I think it was absolutely risky for us to be two urban youths getting married, thinking that life was going to be beautiful forever.
Mm-hmm.
That was a risk.
Mm-hmm.
As Marie said, as you said, babe, like, hey, everybody around us wasn't married.
Nope.
Old folks,
Young
folks, folks our age, folks down the street, folks we work with, folks we went to church with, folks on the bus. Nobody. We just didn't have that.
Nope.
So we took a risk to get married.
Mm-hmm.
We took a risk to put out thousands of dollars to prove to the world that we wanted to be married.
Show did.
So I think the risks that we take are different depending on what stage of this relationship, this stage of marriage that we're in. So then we took that risk to jump the broom. We took the risk to get cars and houses and everything else. We took the risk to have kids in this crazy world that we're in. So I think we were not taking a whole lot of risk in our relationship with each other because we had so many other things to navigate during those first few years of our marriage. So for those who are newlyweds, y'all living risky. It's risky business. Marriage is truly risky business. Like you don't know what you're going to get when you wake up in the morning. You don't know what you're going to have when you come home from work. It's risky business. And so with all that, you still get up and do it, well, at least for us, we did. And we hope that everybody that's listening, if you're in this, that you stay true to this and you keep doing it for the right reasons and with the right person and all that good stuff. But that's kind of how I feel in reference to what you're saying, babe, in reference to the risks and what, were we risky and not. So I think some of our risks were everything else. Hey, I'm with child, but babe, I want to go back to school because I don't want to work no more. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Risky.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, babe, I don't like this commute for work. I think I'm just going to quit and, something else will come up. I know we got 2 kids. I know you're not working, but, that's risky.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
and
babe.
we paid for it too.
Hey,
And so I want y'all to listen to those two scenarios, just those 2 scenarios, because each one of those, one was the other. That was both of us.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's put that in perspective. Not even, let's say, with those things happening, not even a year or so later, we filed for bankruptcy. Let's understand this. Within the next 2.5 years, we were in a process of going through a foreclosure. So those moments of being risky or taking a risk on ourselves, betting on ourselves, whatever the situation might have been, thinking that, you know what, we got this, we can handle this or whatever it is, but not understanding what the cost really were in those risks. Where now, some people might say, well, you're older now, you're risk averse. Not necessarily, but I would say this, though. In this position now, we have to, we understand better and what to look for, the potential risk. So, again, and Kaf and I just talked about this not too long ago, about how anytime we talk about ourselves, we invest in ourselves, we could put $3 towards lunch, right? It could be just $3. Here's a situation that comes up that now is going to ask us for $2, right? And we're like, Kafa, all we got was a half of a McDonald's Happy Meal. We got a half of a McDonald's Happy Meal. That's all we got. Well, why is it that this situation that's coming up in our life is asking for the half of our half? So we only got 2 chicken nuggets. Why does this situation want one of that chicken nuggets? And we got a half a hamburger. And it was half of the hamburger and our apple juice. Like really? Are you serious? And because we only got $3 worth. It wants $2. It wants our toy. We can't even enjoy the toy because it wants the toy, the whole toy.
Wow.
So can y'all imagine anytime something like that happens and we're looking to, again, take a risk on ourselves,
right,
mentality wise, or whatever it might be, like, hey, we're going to enjoy life. Well, here's a situation that pulls us back. Now we, again, risk averse. Well, now we don't want to live life. We don't want to enjoy it. We don't want to be like, YOLO. We don't want to go that route.
Because we realize we don't just live one day at a time. Like there's tomorrow. We need, do we need to be safe enough, especially as parents?
Right.
It made us think like, do we need to save up a little bit better? Do we need to look at some things? And that became a whole nother issue because then we're like, okay, we'll trollop on down to the life insurance office. We're going to get a plan for you and a plan for you. And you get a plan and you get a plan. And not realizing like, oh, that adds up.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? So try not to live risky. Try to play things safe. Right. But then all that added up. And then, like you said, then something else happened and something else happened. And it all began to pile up. And we had to kind of figure things out. Real life.
But here's the thing, though. Because we did try some risk and learned it and not try to play safe 100% of the time. Take a risk on ourselves. New job, going back to school, whatever it is. Right. Especially since we were so young and early on, have we been able to be somewhat successful later on in life? And based off of some of the things that we have achieved individually leading up to now. Because we have shown to one another who we are without the other person, though. In all honesty. We have shown each other that if I'm put in this situation, I can excel. I could be the best. I could be the bomb. I could be all there in a bag of chips, depending on what.
Oh God!
Why you bust out laughing?
Oh no!
I was going to say it would depend on what generation is listening right now.
Oh no! Goodness. Okay. I could go for a bag of chips right now.
That might be risky.
And I don't want the chips we have either. I want another kind of chips.
Oh, gosh. So, but I use that because in that we've shown how we have grown as individuals. Now that we're older, things have changed, life has changed, or whatever it is. And now we're like, you know what? It's really time for us to make a difference with each other. And in that, our success has not been actualized as of yet, but you could definitely see it coming. Right. Like we have in our eyes, there's a lot of things we have accomplished. Like other people be like, oh no, y'all got it going on, but it's not enough for us. You know why? Because in our reality, all we're doing is what God has told us to do.
Right.
Right? And we're touching lives. We are educating. We are giving ideas and motivation and whatever it is to say, you know what? All of you can do it. And guess what? It is a risk. every single time we touch this microphone.
Mhm.
Putting our information out there, putting our business out there to a degree. And there's some things that we're talking to you about, like you can verify it. Us filing for bankruptcy, that's a whole court thing. Like you can see that. You get what I mean? So some of the other financial challenges we've had, you could go out there and see that. Here's the reality, though. The reality is that we're speaking from a real place, real life situations, from our own experiences. So we're not making it up. We didn't chat GPT this. We didn't AI this, right? We are living through this. So anything that you hear from us, anything that you've seen from us, or any social media content, books, whatever it is, I don't care whatever the situation might be, it's coming from us. Because we've experienced a whole heck of a lot. And if we would have played it a little more safe, we would not be where we are today. We wouldn't be. And I'm going to be honest with you, life didn't really provide those moments for us to be 100% safe either.
Right.
It really didn't. Because there were some moments where we really had to bet on ourselves. And like right now, we're betting on our togetherness. We're not betting on us as individuals.
Amen.
We're betting on our togetherness. We're betting on the fact that Kafa and I's mission, purpose, or whatever else has not been actualized. How many of you are in that same position, have that same mentality, have that same thought that, you know what, my purpose today is greater than what has ever been? Because it's that time. It's time for each and every one of us to step up and create the world that we want to see. So I ain't mean to get all, what my calling is.
Let him use you. Let him use you. I think through it all, yes, we talked tonight a lot about risks, but I think even in the safe times, it's all about a mixture of having both. I think we had a lot of safe moments of, even like where we moved now, do we say it was a risk or do we say we were playing it safe?
So in this situation, we moved because of a situation. It wasn't necessarily, I can't see here, I don't know whether it was safe or not. I think it was safe on one end, but risky on another. It became more of a risk
later
the
on.
longer we stay here. You get what I mean?
So,
because of everything that goes with it.
Right. So a lot of people think, home ownership is safe.
Right.
That's what we're told. Hey, getting a college education is safe. You'll always have a job. And those are things that we're told that are safe. Getting married is safe. It's what we're told. But the reality is, again, they still have some risk. It still can be risky. We said marriage is risky. Going to college is risky. You're going to have a bill at the end. And you got to pay it. And when it comes to home ownership, yeah, it's more of a debt at times than it is an asset, because it's always something. Always, as people say, you got a house, there's always something going on. Whether it's, we had a squeaky pipe, trying to figure out where that's coming from, or, hey, it's getting cooler. We got to figure out what to do in reference to winterizing the home a little bit more. Have a car. Yeah, you think that's a blessing. You think it's safe. It allows you to get to and from. But it's also a risk. Just driving safely up and down the streets, this can be risky. So I think finding a combination and appreciating a combination of both is a great tool to success. Whether it is in your 401k, you got to be risky and safe. Whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in any aspect of life, I think having a little bit of having some risks with some safety nets there. That's my thoughts. What are your thoughts, babe?
On which part?
All of it.
I think that when you open up your eyes, it's a risk. Because I know when I wake up in the morning, that's like a risk of whether or not I'm going to pass gas or not.
What does that happen to you? Pass gas in your sleep. So that had nothing to do with your eyes being open, boo. No, if you would have said whether or not you was going to have, allergy eyes or whatever, that might be the risk.
Right.
Yes. But for me, it's whether or not you turn all the lights on. For you, it might be whether or not I've opened the curtains and you got to deal with all the sunlight. That might be a risk.
I don't know if that's a risk or not.
Okay.
I think the risk is, in all honesty, as you're stating, home ownership, car ownership, riding the bus, going to the market, because sometimes you don't know whether or not that head of lettuce is going to be $2, $3, or half a mortgage. You don't know.
If that head of lettuce is organic or if it's a 3D image. We just don't know. We don't know what we're getting. No, for real. Let me tell y'all. I bought a head of lettuce. I swear it was a month ago. But for hamburgers or tacos or something. And that thing has not wilted yet. I'm going to throw it out. But we haven't used it. But I was just doing an experiment on how long
you can keep it.
You're right. Because
how
before
long can you go?
This stuff would not
can you
last. And yeah, especially because it was iceberg lettuce, y'all. So that really doesn't seem to have a good life. But this iceberg is just, something's wrong with that.
It needs to go out tomorrow.
It's going out in the trash, most definitely, But we bought stuff for salad, and that doesn't even last 3 days. But that head of lettuce is just sitting there looking like, hi, I'm here. I'm still here.
So that's why you said it's 3D printed.
It's got to be 3D printed. It's
Y'all
got
see
some,
what I got to deal with.
It's got some, whatever they put in that head of lettuce, I need that on my face.
You trying to preserve your face like that?
Whatever preservatives. And the thing I don't understand, like, I can understand, like, they put preservatives on the outside. But we peeled off a couple layers for dinner, a while ago. And that thing is still, now it's wrapped up. It's not, just sitting out. And it's wrapped tightly. But
so it's not rolling around in the refrigerator.
No, but I just don't understand. I'm not a fan really big of iceberg. Maybe that's why. It's just sitting there wanting to tease me and be like, haha, I'm still here.
It could be. It could be.
I don't know. If anybody knows what's going on with that, let us know. Should we no longer get it?
That's a good point. But, like you said, could it be 3D printed? Are we really in the Matrix? Like it's going to show that we're really in the Matrix or something. I'm sorry. That's a whole nother level. But.
Because it don't have no flavor.
I don't know. I don't remember eating any of it.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
So, but I think that all of this is a risk. That now I can't stop thinking about getting a 3D printer machine. Like, that's all that's on my mind right now.
Would that be risky or would that be safe?
That would be risky because who knows what I'll build. Who knows? You be like, Maurice, again? You buy enough from Amazon already. How much more of this 3D printing stuff do you need to...
Would you 3D print your own Pepsi?
I would 3D print... I don't know if I could do my own Pepsi. Maybe my own Pepsi bottle, maybe.
Yes.
But, maybe. I'm pretty sure there's some...
You like to collect Transformers? Could you...
I could 3D print some of that stuff, yes.
Yes.
Because they show how to do some of that stuff.
Okay, and all the accessories that are missing.
Yep, I could do that.
And it could fit perfectly and not fall off.
Yes, most definitely. Yep. Oh, yeah, they show you how to do that all the time.
Right.
But...
He sounds excited.
But, no, well, yeah, that sounds fun. But what I did see, someone was 3D printing their bricks for their house. I really want to see how that turns out. They're going to build their house from 3D prints.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure somebody else has done it already.
I'm sure.
I'm just saying that there's one person I'm looking at. They 3D printing the whole thing, and I'm curious.
And where is this house going to be?
It's in the United States. I can't remember exactly where.
Okay.
But yeah, he went and bought his own land. Yada yada yada.
Right.
So
this is the house that Jack built.
Or Claude.
Right, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Or was it the three?
The Three Blind Mice.
No, not the Three Blind Mice. The
Manny, Mo, and Jack.
No, the house made out of straw. The house made out of
not the Three Blind Mice.
No. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down.
Not Reading Red Riding Hood. I'm going through
Reading Red Riding.
Yeah. Not Goldilocks. What is it?
I don't know.
Three Little Pigs. I had to go through every single fairy tale. I'm like, I can't remember which one it is.
Yes, I just know.
And I'm gonna tell you. All right, so here's what was going on. I want y'all to understand what was going on in my brain. Every one I mentioned, I could see what book I was reading it in.
Oh, okay.
So I had to go through the pages. That's why I kept pausing. Cause I was mentally turning the pages to see what. Oh, gosh. I am sorry.
That's risky.
Yo, I'm going to tell you.
You know what's risky? Like Maurice just said, he gave an example of these nursery stories and he visualized turning the pages. So that lets you know somewhere in his youth, there was a book with these stories. But when we had kids, he retold these stories without a book. So there was no safety in where the stories would go. No safety at all. They were risky stories, somehow intertwined. I need to quiz my kids. Like, do they really understand Goldilocks? Because somehow Goldilocks and Red Riding Hood were like good friends or something like that. He kind of.
I don't remember that. It's possible though. It's possible. I mean, because of whatever. All right, so if you think about it from a Disney movie perspective, I can't remember which movie it was, where they had was it Disney or it's like one of those. Yeah, something like a Shrek, right? Where Shrek has intertwined all of the fairy tales, one way or another, right?
Right.
And so unfortunately, even if I were to tell the story 100%, because they looked at Shrek, I mean, you talking about that was a movie that was on repeat I'm sorry, how many movies was it? 3 of them was on repeat. Yeah, yeah. So even if I made something up, it wasn't too far off or even if I said that story straight out, it didn't matter because we had all the other movies that would take those stories and twist it up anyway.
Okay. It still was risky.
Yeah. I mean, but vivid imagination. Yeah. But I knew the story enough to twist it and not just make it up.
Okay.
I knew the foundational part. Why are you laughing?
But now the next generation, being our children, probably don't.
All we gotta do is just ask. We just need to confirm whether or not they understand the true nursery rhyme, or is it something where we have to sit them down and do the actual nursery?
Right. We need to get that book.
We're gonna be in. I mean, I think they're at my mom's. I think it's at my mom's.
Okay.
I think she still has it.
Okay. We're gonna have to get a book and be like, this is the true story.
And here's the one that your dad read eons ago. Like here's the book that he read from. I believe it was a blue cover.
Okay.
I think it was a blue cover. A baby blue, not quite baby blue, almost like a sky blue color.
Okay. But that wasn't the one that you read to the children.
Oh, it wasn't. It was just the one that it was the one I read to my children from my head. It was there. The story was there. How many of you know all the stories? Just like you know the Bible stories.
But you don't not supposed to mix up the Bible stories.
Who said we supposed to mix up Goldilocks with Itsy Bitsy Spider?
I don't know that they was all hanging out, babe.
I mean, didn't they, even when...
You're trying to say Goldilocks, Little Miss Muffet, and Little Red Riding Hood was all like
listen,
in
they
jail
all,
too?
they listen.
They were
all little kids out in the woods somewhere by themselves. Why?
Well,
Why?
How do you know they was by themselves?
Where was Little Red Riding Hood? She was on her way to Grandmama's house.
Yes.
By herself.
But her parent had told her to go.
Yeah, she was by herself, though.
But
what was Goldilocks doing?
I don't know.
Who was Goldilocks? You don't remember?
Well, when you get to adulthood, they tell you there's a whole lot more behind those stories.
All right, Hansel and Gretel, same thing.
Yeah, a whole lot more behind all those stories.
I don't know about Humpty Dumpty. I ain't hearing nothing else crazy or risky about Humpty Dumpty.
Okay, what about Jack and Jill?
Oh, a whole lot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was a risky laugh. What do you know, Kaffa? What ain't you telling? That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a conversation off.
Yeah, we need to talk about the riskiness about that one.
And are we telling that to the kids?
Look, they're
in their 20s. They were like, well, Dad, well, Mom, here's the part that you're missing.
I do recall our daughter coming home from one of, I think it was like one of her breaks from college. And she was like, Mom, I will never, ever, ever, ever watch certain Disney movies again the same, or some of those fairy tales the same. Because in psychology class, they broke them all down. And she was just like, wow, why do we do this to the kids?
Well, unfortunately, daughter, you wouldn't have known until you got to
college age, and you can.
And now you see what the deal is,
right? And
now you see what real life is.
Yeah. So maybe she won't.
But that's no different than we're looking at any other cartoons.
Yes.
Because every cartoon had
risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
here's the thing.
You want to talk about cancellation culture and all that stuff? The stuff we looked at versus the stuff our parents looked at? Cartoons, sitcoms, honey. That's why they don't have reruns, You got to pay cable, pay somebody to look at some of those things because, nope.
So, if y'all have listened today, all of this is a risk. That's why if y'all remember what I said a few moments ago, open up your eyes. Just wake up in the morning is a risk.
But with the risk, there's such a great reward.
I finally caught the Wesley Wabbit. Like, what is it? What's the reward?
But was it a 3D printed rabbit?
All right, y'all. We will talk to y'all later. We're losing track. We're losing daylight. We're losing time. Whatever it is, because Kaffa, I don't know, it's a risk talking to her right now.
No, it's not. It's quite safe.
We thank y'all very much for listening.
We truly, truly do.
And we will talk to you a little bit later. She's not going to even say bye. You're not going to say see you later.
That's the risk.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the No Fruit Podcast, where we bring you fruitful conversations, ripened wisdom, and love that's deeply rooted. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone who could use a little inspiration in their day. Until next time, stay rooted in love, and remember, every seed you plant today shapes the fruit of tomorrow.